Good morning, children. In the previous session, I tried to introduce to you regarding the expansion of democracy, children, where people have been fighting to establish a democratic rule against to the monarchical rule which they have experienced then. So, in this case, we will discuss about two countries' issues where the struggle for democracy has taken place. One was the African country Libya, and the other is the Asian country Myanmar. In these two countries, what were the events occurred for the establishment of a democratic government, we try to understand under this. As you all know that, children, I have introduced it to regarding the Libya. Libya is a very poor country in North Africa. Okay, it's located in the northern side of Africa, which had been colonized by Italy for a long time, and it became free after a long struggle in 1951. So Italy has become free, not Italy, Libya. Libya has become free from the Italy's rule in 1951. Who was ruling Libya? Italy. So when Libya became independent, Italy actually transferred its power to the King Idris. King Idris was ruling Libya, who used to rule Libya before the Italians' arrival. So they have transferred to the same family, and this King Idris were ruling Libya with the help of rich and powerful families in the country. The most people belonged to different tribes which depended upon agriculture and animal rearing in the desert region, because Libya has a part of Sahara Desert. So the people were leading animal cattle rearing was their main occupation. These tribes were dominated by their chiefs. Okay, and in 1959 it was, okay, after 8 years of their self-rule, in 1959 what has been discovered in 1959, okay, vast reserves of petroleum were discovered here. Petroleum that changed the course of fate. Okay, entire Libya ka fate change ho gayi isse. So these tribes were dominated by the local chiefs, as I have told you. When this wealth was discovered, a lot of wealth poured into the country from the sale of petroleum oil. पेट्रोलियम बेचने से जो वेल्थ आता था, वो पूरा किंग नहीं तो किंग के फैमिली एंजॉय करते थे. वेरी फ्यू फैमिलीज इन द कंट्री वर एंजॉइंग द वेल्थ ऑफ द नेशन. Around this time, a new wave of nationalism started spreading in the northern Africa. The young people wanted to establish a modern state that was not subservient to the interests of the colonial ruler. colonial ruler बोले तो इटली, उसके नीचे जो कड़े होके काम करती है, वैसी स्टेट नको हमारे को. मॉडर्न स्टेट, जो स्टेट उसके लोगों के लिए काम करती है, फॉर द वेलफेयर ऑफ इट्स ओन पीपल काम करती है, वैसी स्टेट गवर्नमेंट चाहिए बोल के देयर वाज अ न्यू वेव ऑफ नेशनलिज्म विच हैज़ बिगन बाय द यंग पीपल ऑफ लिबिया. सो दे आल्सो वांटेड टू रिफॉर्म देयर कंट्री को चेंज करना चाह रहे हो. ओके, एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन को चेंज करना चाह रहे. एंड द एंड ऑफ ऑपरेशन ऑफ वुमेन को सेकंड क्लास सिटीजन्स के जैसे देखते थे. दे आल्सो वांटेड टू एंड दैट ऑपरेशन, एंड कांस्टेंट वॉरफेयर वाज देयर बिटवीन द ट्राइब्स. अफ्रीका में तो ये बहुत बड़ी मसला है. कौन सा, एक ट्राइब को और दूसरे ट्राइब को नहीं बनता था. देयर वाज ए कांस्टेंट फायर बिटवीन द टू ट्राइब्स. सो जैसे हमारा इंडिया में देयर इज़ ए मजहब के बीच में जैसे वार होती थी, फाइटिंग होती है, वैसा ट्राइब्स के बीच में उधर देयर वाज ए फाइट. सो एस्टैब्लिश इन ऑर्डर टू एस्टैब्लिश द यूनिटी एंड पीस, दे आल्सो वांटेड टू एंश्योर दैट the new wealth from the oil, whatever wealth that Libya is making by the sale of oil, that has to be distributed among the poor people equitably to all. Many people in Libya were also inspired by these ideas. Okay, and they started revolting against the king. It was in the year 1969. 1969 में क्या हुआ, एक लीडर, ओके, उन लोगों में से मुम्मार गडाफी, इसका नाम जो है मुम्मार गडाफी. सो मुम्मार गडाफी और इसके साथ और एक 70 group of military army officers took over the control of the entire kingdom of Libya. This group of officers called themselves Free Officers Movement. Free Officers Movement, they have called this movement as a Free Officers Movement. And King Idris I, he fled away from the country. monarchy was completely abolished now. Monarchical rule was not there. It was completely abolished. And the country was declared as a Socialist Libyan Arab Republic. Socialist Libyan Arab Republic. This was a declaration made by the army officers who had revolted against the king. The army completely supported this takeover. The movement was carried out under the leadership of RCC, Revolutionary Command Council, consisting of 12 members from the military. And this new leadership wanted to develop Libya as a modern egalitarian country, and at the same time follow the basic tenets of Islam. Okay, they wanted to keep their religion together, and they also wanted to take up the modernization steps in Libya. So these are two-way path they have picked up for the development of Libya. So which was the religion of majority of the people. Majority of the people in Libya are Muslims. For that reason, they wanted to keep the fundamentals of Islam, the basic principles of Islam, and also they wanted to take up modernization method also in Libya. So for that reason, they declared it as the Socialist Libyan Arab Republic, and which will be under the control of RCC, Revolutionary Command Council जो है, जिसमें 12 members military officers रहते थे, वही पूरा किंगडम का